is pressed. And I think and I always got to double check because I'm terrible like that. Let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. How's it? I think we are on. We are. I think we're rocking and rolling, which is amazing. While my guests have a bit of play on the camera, let me just thank a few people here. My Patreon bangers, absolutely supporting the Aussie Arm Wrestler. I thank you for your monthly subscriptions. Very appreciative, and you can see all the superstars on there, as well as my YouTube members. How good is this? Absolutely loving life. They're joining, and they're all coming in drips and drabs. There's so many of them, and they are supporting the Aussie Arm Wrestler, which is something that I will always be very, very grateful. And it looks like we are live, which is fantastic, and more people will come in the chat. But let me introduce these two. Look at them, hey? They are gleeing at the moment. Let's start with ladies first. I've got to be a gentleman. This genuine rock star, not only had a killer match at East versus West and crushed the opponent, but probably had one of the most intelligent pulls going on. And from what I've been reading, recently engaged to a hunk of a man. Welcome, Angie Rose, to the show.
Thank you.
And of course, she is Superwoman, and with Superwoman, you need a Captain America. Now, this guy has officially said the Aussie Arm Wrestler broke, because we made a deal that every time I call this man his special nickname, I owe him a beer, and I think I'm up to about 3.2 million beers. This is Captain America, and of course, he had the match of the night when it comes to East versus West, and his right arm is probably still pumping full of veins. We are talking about the living legend, Ron Bubble Bath. Ron, welcome guys to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us. Awesome.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
No, thank you. For a bit of context, guys, this is how happy the Aussie Arm Wrestler is. Of course, we all seen that video. I am all in on the arm wrestling world, and I have quit my 9-to-5 job. And of course, Ron, the big legend, slid into my DMs, and he goes, how can Angie and I help out? And then here we are. I've got the exclusive, which we'll get to a bit later on. But of course, I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and I am your 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm 80 to 95 kilo third place champion. The most sought after trophy in the arm wrestling world. And a big congratulations. I have a shot of bourbon in this, and I'm having it because, of course, Ron and Angie recently engaged. Everyone in the comments, you give a big congratulations to these two legends.
Oh, how do I...
Look at that. Hairs on the chest. Show us the big rock again, please, Angie. Whoa! Wow. Jeez, Ron, you better go back to work, mate. That looks like a $1 ring there. You need to win some more super matches. Guys, you went to Greece and everything as a man that openly admits that he loves his wife. I could not be happier. I thought that was fantastic to see it. Angie, set the scene for us. How did Ronald do it all?
Oh, in Greece, where he proposed?
Yeah.
It was absolutely breathtaking. It took a little bit to soak in when it was a little bit surreal, like the surroundings, and then him kneeling down and asking me the big question. Yeah, it was just one of the most beautiful moments, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
From what I hear, and you said no 3 or 4 times before, and Ron was convincing it. He was going, I heard the photo taken was actually Ron begging, saying, please, Angie, I'm nothing without you. No, the photo was beautiful. And of course, Grease Lightning, you're picking.
Todd took that picture.
Michael Todd took that picture.
Rebecca, yeah. The Brazinks and the Tods were there with us, and they got to witness it, and Rebecca snapped that picture really quick. It was just beautiful. Captured the moment for sure.
Yeah, what do I say? They got a beautiful lady who wins, and I don't. I mean, dang, what more can I do? I might as well make her whole weekend.
You propose because you're like, please, Angie, stay with me. I don't usually lose 2 matches in a row on the same day. Please stay with me. And the comment section is going nuts, saying congratulations and the rings and everything. Justin Surik with a $10 super chat. He says, Angie, congratulations on your win. Ron, you're a true warrior and go down as one of the best. Wow. Let's get into this. East versus West. First of all, guys, what was the event as a whole like? Because I thought it looked pretty good on the TV.
It was tremendous. Ingen, you can't give him enough props for what he put together, and Core Sports. You know, I know there was some snafus, but I think they got it all together from what I heard. But the event was amazing. Ingen took care of us all like the champs we are, and like the way Ingen wants us to be treated. The match is, I mean, granted, mine was the match of the day, but the rest of them were just awesome. The whole event, yeah, there's nothing bad I could say about any of it. It was great.
Oh, yeah. And to be in the room with that many great pullers all at once, I was in absolute awe. Absolute awe around, and just so honored to be there.
There was not one match. Every one of those matches would have been a headliner for anybody's tournament by far, and packed it. That's how much talent was there. It was, as Angie said, it was amazing to see all these people. And I finally got this one. I didn't even meet Schoolboy. Schoolboy. Yeah. Schoolboy, if you're watching, I do need to meet you. All right.
That's hilarious. But you are both a part of history, because that was the greatest card in the history that was built up, and I was worried of 16 matches because the first East and West did drag on a bit, but this one was action packed, and as you said, Ron, main event. Every single match was a main event caliber match, a headliner at any tournament. And let's dive straight in to Angie Rose. Well, did I think that was a very, very intelligent pull. Now, for those that don't know, Angie Rose went bang and took on Anna Grunland. It was a very, very interesting matchup. Angie, what I want to know, one, how was this match booked? And two, was Anna the first choice of opponent for you?
Actually, Anna last year had mentioned if she wanted me as an opponent in a super match. She'd mentioned that last year, and I didn't think it'd fabricate anytime soon. And then I got this invitation to go to the East versus West, and hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Usually Anna, she's in a heavier weight category, so that's another reason I thought it's not going to happen, but she actually did lose weight to get down to the 78 kilo.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah. So
she did everything. She came prepared, but the rose petal just flowered on top and absolutely dominated. Now, if we go round by round, I've got me a little note here. Round one, you had a game plan. And it was definitely pulling in the straps. You got the jump and crushed her in round one. You got that. Was after round one, were you feeling like confident it was going to be a walkover, a whitewash? Did you think, oh, well, this is easy money?
No, I didn't think it was easy at all. Anything can happen. You start getting complacent and the wrong move, and you're done. So no, I did not did not take her for granted in any time I went up to that table.
It was, yeah, you two were rocking it, and the match was entertaining. Round two, you went into a bit of a thumb war. You couldn't slip out of the hand, and you're both holding on to the fingers, and she ended up taking it. And I thought you dislocated your shoulder with that professional foul. You tried to get out there like your shoulder was having a seizure. What happened there?
So ugly. I look at that and I kind of cringe. I go, what the hell was I doing? I think I panicked a bit. I don't know. I was already down, pinned already, but yeah, it was ugly. It's really fun. That's for sure. But I kind of got it together after that. And having Ron up there with me too, and hearing his voice and him encouraging me, it helped me dig deep too. I love him up there, being, supporting me and coaching me.
It was great. All the time I just kept hearing, "Go Ange! Go Ange! Get him, Angie!" And I was just like, "Yeah, that's awesome." And I think I was doing some commentary with Ryan Bowen, and I reckon at one stage, Angie, you had pinned. I think it might have even been after round one. You had pinned Anna, and you had this look. I felt like apologising to you. I thought I had done something wrong. You just oozed intensity. It was unbelievable, and I was just like, "Yeah, okay, we are on," because there was a moment you and we'll get into round 3 and 4 in a minute, but there was a moment, where it felt like there was a switch, and you were just like, "Wake up! What am I doing?" And as you mentioned, dig deep.
Well, I think part of it could be a lot of the pre-prep for Anna was getting in her head, because Anna's always a bigger girl, and she's won multiple tournaments and worlds, and trying to encourage Angie that she's just as strong as what Anna was, and eventually I think she got it, and then round 1 when she got the win, and I think that's when the snap came on that, hey, this is game on. There is no difference between me and her. I'm actually stronger.
Yeah, so, it was good. So after it became 1-1, Ron and Angie did the old whip around and dislocated her shoulder trying to get out.
We have the same coach for slipping.
Yeah. What were your words of advice, Ron, in the corner after round 2?
Just making sure she doesn't lose focus to hit fast, because the biggest thing was trying to get Anna away from her body as fast as you could and get hand control, and not to drop her hand, even though Anna got Angie's hand in that position a few times, to try to make sure her hand stayed high and to grip tight. The same thing we pretty much tell everyone all the time. Knowing Angie, she's not gonna change a whole lot from her game plan. It's just a little basics of making sure your hand stays high as you can, and to take off. Don't get caught sleeping, and be ready to fire. And she did that in every match. And
fire she did. Angie, round 3, you held on in the battle, and I did have a look when I was watching round 3, and I was like, someone's fingers are about to snap in this one. In the third one, you're both holding on to each other's fingers, and I thought something was going to... I've dislocated a lot of my fingers. Thought, something's going to pop there. You slipped. You got to the straps where you wanted to go and stuck to your game plan. Once you went up 2-1, what were your thoughts there?
Able to exhale a bit. I got a little more confident. Still not complacent though. But yeah, when we were, I was trying to keep her hand, and I did not want to slip. I was trying to jump around and get more of her hand there, because I wanted to beat her without the strap, to be honest, but we ended up slipping again. Yeah.
That's interesting that you wanted to beat her outside the straps, because all 3 rounds that you had won were in the straps, and that's the exact same that happened in round 4. You basically pinned her, but they called you for an elbow foul. I'm not sure if you've ever had an elbow foul, Ron. we'll get to your match in a minute. But yeah, and then round 4, you absolutely crushed her, and I thought it was very, very intelligent the way you pulled. There was no panic. You only just kept going levels up. I thought it's a very, especially for novice pullers out there, it's a very interesting learning, teaching scenario, your match with Anna, and that was a massive win.
Yeah, I can lose the first match, and I just kind of regroup, put it out of my mind, and every time I go up there, it's a new match, a new pull. The loss beforehand is out the door.
Yeah, well, technically you were never pinned, so that was good. The score line was 3-1, but you took your elbow off the table and went to go get a beer or something mid match. So that was good. It was an absolute crushing win, and of course a big, massive congratulations, and you got the West firing off the bat.
Oh yeah, and when I was up there, I wasn't just doing it for myself. I was doing it for us Western girls too, because you do hear, and they are, how dominant the European girls are, and I wanted to represent us Western girls well.
Yeah.
So,
and you did. You absolutely crushed it. It's probably the best word. Not disrespecting Anna at all. She's a fantastic puller, but it just showed on the day how much more stronger and ready you were. It was, superb. And everyone in the comments is agreeing with me. It was great. And I thought, geez, how are we going to get through the next 13, 14 matches? Because you set the standard, and then poor Ron had to come to the table. And he had to come to the table and pull left-handed, Ron.
The deal was we are not talking about that match.
And basically, my notes, it says, Ron versus FA left-handed, FA just too strong.
Yeah, FA, the thing with my left is it goes up and down. I didn't warm up, which I should have. I pulled my left better if I get a little pump. If you notice all 3 rounds, by round 3, I actually held him off the tab. His top roll, the type of top roll he does, that high top, is actually my kryptonite, and he performed it perfect. His top was way too strong for me, but I should have warmed up more. There's some of that was my fault. Would I have won with a warm-up? Probably not, but I possibly could have made the matches a little more interesting. But no, you got to give hats off to FA. He came in ready with a game plan, and I screwed mine up.
Well, so, it was probably better you didn't warm up, because the match was over relatively quickly, because you needed every single bit of that bubble bath energy for your match with Zurab. Because I thought at the moment Angie had match of the night, and then you just went, love, hold my beer. I'm having match of the night now. I'm taking over. Yeah, he's got a beer there. Guys, if you look closely, Ron is wearing the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation shirt. I'm very, very happy. It's a very great shirt. Ron's been to Australia and pulled some of our stars, and that was before the Aussie arm wrestler was diving into the sports. I'm spewing, I missed that one, but hopefully in the near future we get Mr. and Mrs. Bubble Bath over to Australia. But let's get to this right hand, what do we call it? Battle, like tendons ripped, and it was unbelievable. First of all, I am, like I was asking Angie before, I'm very interested in the behind the scenes stuff. So once again, the same question for you was, how was this match booked, and was this your first offer? Was it always Zurab?
I was supposed to have a different match earlier, and I forget exactly what that was, who it was, and forgive me. And then Zurab came up, and I already had my left-hand match with FA already figured in. So I was already designed to go to the heavier weight, and they said a lighter guy. I was like, oh, I'll get an easy match. Damn, was I effing wrong? somebody forgot to tell me the guy I'm pulling only weighs under 220, but 150 pounds of it is his arms.
Yeah.
Golly, the guy's arms are freaking amazing.
He turned up with basketballs for biceps. It was unbelievable, and I think the one thing besides your tendons, I felt bad for your mouth guard. I reckon that got absolutely gristled down. You almost needed a new one every match. The way you had lockjaw going, and the battle was amazing.
Yeah, I was using the mouth guard properly early, but at the end, my jaws. Cobra Rhodes, I actually promoted that mouth guard because he called me up last night and asked me about it. And he goes, "Dude, you got to keep your mouth shut." I said, "Man, my jaw was sore by that time." But actually, I was using it properly when I would go in for the big hits. But when I would sit back, at times I would sit back and I actually felt comfortable throughout all 5 rounds. And then to try to come in, like, man, he just wasn't burning out. He wouldn't burn at all. Yeah. So, but yeah, I tore that mouth guard out.
that was cooked. That was, I think by the end of it, it looked like when you've had chewing gum all day, just all the bristle and yuck. Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, because like I wore a mouth guard a lot when for boxing or Aussie rules football over here, and I know, yeah, after a hard day, you're just like, oh yuck, get that one out of there. Was Crash has come in with a super chat. He goes, it was a great match, but I think he was robbed. Ron, John, and Todd still kicking ass. Well, we will get to that, but I want to break down round by round. Because this match, I don't know if anyone at home, and I don't know if you might have been in the moment, Angie, but I think there was about 419 elbow fouls called on this one. This best of 5 round super match went for about 19 rounds. It was unbelievable. It was good. And then Ryan Blue Bowen has just jumped in with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Blue. He's looked after me. He goes, it was such a thrill calling this match. Yours too, Angie, because Ryan flew me up to Queensland. We called the action. Jeez, we had a ball doing that. You guys put on a phenomenal display. Rematch. Is there a rematch on the cards? Ronald.
Yeah. Honestly, rematch if you bring him here.
Okay, yep. Fair enough.
I think if that match is here in the States, then I don't have to be in a foreign land and have time and eat not strange food, but different. Your diets are different. That match might have been a little bit different because it would have gave me, my sleep pattern would have been, but that's not an excuse. But Ingen sort of hinted around about it. I just told him and anybody else out there, what can you do for me? Remember, people, I was with Michael Todd and John Brazing. I realized my contracts are a little low.
There we go. People in America, get this sorted.
One week show.
Great.
But anyhow, am I interested in a rematch? That would be up to Zurab because he's young. He got a big win. All he's going to do at 31 years old is he should score higher rankings in his weight class. For him to have to rematch me, it would be because he wants a definite who won, where it ended up. But I would take one if the offer was right. It would be fun because I actually, as long as that battle went on, as wore out as I was at the end, because I left it all on the table, this might be the one loss where the next morning I was actually exhilarated. I actually felt good. I felt just full. And sometimes you don't need that W. It's nice, but sometimes you win in your heart because you know you gave it. Rocky IV is the best way. I think both of us are throwing punches just hoping somebody would land the killer. And I think he was as tired as I was. It just his arm was still intact. My hand was still intact at the end, but my bicep and lock were basically gone. So, but yeah, let's go back to round 1.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, man. That was a great analysis. Thank you, Ryan Bowen. your big ledge. Yeah, because wanted to talk about rematches. I mean, round one, elbow foul, double elbow foul. It was just getting nuts, and then you went in for the hook, and you ended up grinding out a win. How did you feel after round one?
What the did I get into? Remember, I was picturing a smaller guy. I'm just going to come in and do what I do. I figured pulling him would have been pulling a lot like Pablo. Before I got there, I felt, well, he's going to be strong. I should be able to hold him off, burn the bicep, and finish. And but after round one, I was glad to get the win, because that's definitely a plus. But I definitely wasn't confident yet. So I knew I could do what I had to do. But yeah, I was still very focused on, damn, I gotta get through this two more times.
Wow.
So
yeah, wow. Didn't that certainly backfire? You had to go through it 4 more times in an absolute blockbuster. That was this one. Round two for me, I noticed something off the table, which we'll get to. And Angie, jump in if you noticed this as well. So round two, Zurab turned into a pop singer. He was getting you with all the smash hits. He just kept hit after hit after hit. He was gunning for you. You came outside. You both slipped. After you slipped, you lied on the table. You had your head down. And I was like, midway through round two, I was like, Rod, stand up. If you're tired, don't let him know. Don't let him know you're going for a nap.
That's age and experience. When you get a break, take the damn break.
Yeah. You had a nap. That's what you did. Then from there, you looked comfortable in, you were getting into a King's move. You looked comfortable. Then you found...
quite to that King's move stuff in round two. I was locking out here like we normally used to do. I know I got Devin all excited. Devin wants me. Man, I think he wanted to make love to me that night.
King's move at an Engen tournament. You have just done it. And then you found, like you mentioned before, you found a weakness in Zurab's game. She hit his fingers. Another elbow foul. Zurab keeps hitting. Another elbow foul. A double elbow foul. We had 4 or 5 fouls just in that match. But what I noticed in round two, after you top rolled and pressed and got the pin, was the refs were like not agreeing and continuing to try and override each other. Was that something either of you noticed at all?
I noticed it more after round two. They were. I think with the elbow falls, because I was watching that, and I've never noticed me popping my foot. There was so much power on that table and pushing. It was just even, because I like to float. I don't like to set hard. I don't want to be off the pad, but I want to float, and I really train so I can move around. But I noticed every time I tried to make a hard move, my elbow would pop up, and I don't know if it had a lot to do with the arm different length and the power being close to the same for arm wrestling. Granted, the guy's got more power in the gym than me with his arms, but on the table, initially it was. But yeah, the refs were having, there was some changing in the refs.
It was,
because we weren't supposed to be calling every little bump.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they didn't call everyone, but some seemed a little.
A little what, Rod? A little what?
Yeah, perfect timing.
Well,
actually, round three is probably when I noticed it, because round two, at the end of round two, we are talking about round three, right? All right, end of round two, I felt decent. I still felt good, and I was watching him over there, and I thought, in my mind, that he's burning, not me. And I thought I felt better. So I had to, and the change in that tide pretty much occurred in round three.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I really felt tired. I think my buy and my lock, because you can see, every time I'd get in here, if I made one move, I ended up here. and it wasn't intentional. I never, as much as everybody wants to say I went to the King's move, most of the time it was just because my arm was saying, "Fuck you, Mr. Bath."
Bicep was burning.
Oh, there was some, as in the first 2 rounds, there was some positions where you looked like you're in struggle town and you're redlining, and then you would change position, and then you looked like super comfortable. You literally turned into Captain America. It was, that just comes for pulling for 50 years. It was just really interesting to watch.
No, it was an interesting match because I think some of those times I'd get into a different angle, and he was getting tired as well. So if the pressure wasn't all on, I felt good. The biggest problem I had is when I'd either try to go back out on him or try to pull too hard. His arm, the lock in his arm wasn't breaking the way I thought it might, or hoped it would, I should say. And like I said, I could get his hand. I could. Round 2, I was starting to get his hand. Round 3, I definitely was getting his hand and being able to get out. But trying to get his arm to separate, that wasn't working. Mine was separating. So we know what the strengths of each one of us are.
Yeah, and when Ron was stretching out, I was a little concerned about his tear, like the
stretch. The stretch coming out in like the King's moving at doesn't bother. It's when I come in with a press, and really it actually felt decent. I was worried about going in with some of it, but I think it's the pressure from others. I mean, I can understand her concern because it doesn't look good, but yeah.
So Angie, one, did you notice the refs, because like I think the elbow foul was called on Ron, and then the bottom ref jumped up and he was like, no, it's a double elbow foul. And then I started seeing a bit of tension there. So one, did you see anything with the refs? And two, when you're in Ron, I find this I don't know why, I find this very interesting. When you're in Ron's corner, I mean, Ron's, as we all know, living legend, has beaten anyone and everyone in the sport. He's up 2-0. When you're in the corner, are you Angie, the girlfriend, coaching, or Angie, the smart world-class puller, coaching? Like when you're giving support, are you, oh, Ron, just watch out for your shoulder, baby, I love you, take care of that? Or are you like, right, listen here, Ron, you need to come outside and hit those fingers, or I'll hit you when we get back to the hotel room. What Angie comes into play in between rounds?
It's none of the mushy stuff, that's for sure. Run! Fire! Come on! Fire up!
Yes!
Hard!
She actually
tight!
She actually worked my corner until after round 1 when she started rubbing my holding hand around.
How embarrassing! I grabbed his arm, and it's the wrong arm.
No, I got to give credit to Herman Stevens on being a good corner, man.
Because he got the right arm. Oh, I've got to go back and double check.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be.
Oh, hell yeah. And when you got that one pin, I freaking jumped out of my chair, and yeah, it's exciting and nerve-wracking and
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of course. And especially when it's the love of your life, it's tenfold. Just everything just skyrockets. I mean, I was nervous watching it, but we're not in love, Ron. I mean, I love the way you arm wrestle, but my heart's with Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler. But yes, I can't imagine what it's like for you, Angie, in the corner. Just watching Ron rip his arm off, and but I can't get over it that you grabbed the left arm. It's just made my tummy.
I have the same feelings when I'm in her corner. It's like, come on. There is a little more emotion. Than if you're just working your friend's corner than your friends. But yeah, back to the refs. The only thing with round 3, and granted, I did have my arm straight, but I have one thing, I didn't go below that pad yet. He needed to hit me one more time.
Yeah.
They would have been better off calling it for straight arm than a pin.
Well, yeah, round 3, you had one of the weirdest slips. It was like weak cordial. You both just, like there was no power. Yeah, you just went, you had a slip. Yeah, then again.
That was a slip because I think his hand gave out at that point. I think anytime after that, I think he was fried from here to here.
Yeah.
But he was solid from here to here.
Yeah,
So,
and then that's when the refs were disagreeing. For some reason, Zurab got the win. I was a bit on your side, Ron. I was like, yeah, I don't think he went too low, and I don't think he got V-line with the pad. He was in a good position, but yeah, I was probably with you a little bit longer. But yeah, the refs disagreeing again in round 3.
Yeah, what's that?
The refs were disagreeing again in round 3.
Yeah. No, they did a lot of that after round 2. In round 3 and that, they were doing a lot of disagreeing. There was a lot of conferencing over to the corner.
And I was holding my breath, hoping they'd get rid of the foul, but didn't happen.
Yeah, the biggest mistake I made in round 3 is I was in tight, holding tight, and when I started, I look at that today going, no matter how tired you were, you should have just pulled through it. But I got stretched out. He probably deserved to win because I was stretched out like that, but I didn't go below the pad.
Nah, I'm with you. Round 4, you tried the press, didn't work. Went to the straps, you missed the hit, you missed the start, and Zurab took your wrist, and it ended up being 2-2. So what were you both thinking at this stage? You've gone 2-0 up. I'll start with you, Ron, and then I'll get Angie's thoughts. You're 2-0 up, and then it's 2-2.
I was thinking about how I blew it in round 3. I thought I still had a good shot, but I knew I had to stay in tight. Whether it stayed in tight or not, I wasn't sure. So I still thought I had a decent shot to still come through because I still knew I was tired, but I knew he was getting tired as well.
You two were getting tired. I was getting tired.
I think the crowd was getting tired. Everybody, even the refs, were tired. They gave up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The refs finally said, "Screw it, winner." Yeah. Go home, guys.
But yeah, it was it was interesting. Yeah, so we'll get to round 5. No, sorry, Angie, what were you thinking? 2-0 up, and now it's 2-2.
Well, I was watching the other guy too, and I knew his arm was blowing up and getting tired, and I thought, you know what, Ron can do this. Just hold on, it's not over yet, because I could tell he was, pumped right up and definitely getting tired. I thought maybe Ron might have more stamina.
Yeah.
Oh, you look strong up there.
As big as those arms are, when they get blown up with blood, you think he would have passed out.
Yeah, and all left everywhere else and went into that giant arm. And Ryan Blue Bowen, my partner in crime, we had a ball calling this event, and hopefully Ryan and I do more action together. He comes in with a super chat and he says, have you ever had a more grueling match?
Man, there's the 3 that I come into mind would be this one, Yoshi, and Michael Todd at the UAL.
Oh.
Probably the 3 toughest best of 5s I've had. But if I had to put them all, Yoshi, I don't think would have been as tough, except I tweaked some of the UCL in round 3. So that's where I took that loss. And Yoshi's just, all 3 of these guys that I face have as much fight or more than I do. Michael Todd, I was getting wore out. Yeah, it probably was the most evenly stylistic, and yeah, it probably would rate number 1 out of those 3. But all 3 of those are just they're classics, all 3 of them.
Yeah, and I frequently, especially the Yoshi Kanai one, I frequently watch that. I think it's just an absolute barn burner, as we say here in Australia. It's all the house down. It was, ripper match. Now, round 5. This is why everyone has tuned in. Round 5. So you pull, and I don't know if the pad was like so slippery from all your sweat, or Zurab got the jump, but your elbow, like an Olympic diver, shoom, straight off the front of the pad, did a 3.5 pike twist with a turn, and then suddenly there was we're like, cool, restart, strap them up, Blue and I were up and about, ready for this silver bullet, and then the refs were getting together and pointed to Zurab.
Yep. No, that one there, to your question at the start was Rob. No, it wasn't Rob per se of the win, but that should have definitely been a restart. I looked at the ref and I questioned it, but you know what? I was so tired. I was almost Devin hit a bet. I think Ron was just ready to be done. Yeah, I was ready to be done. But at the same time, I think I knew that I had to stay in tight. The pad was slick. I should have got some chalk. And I like to start on the far side and pull sideways. And that's what I think Zurab really threw my game plan off, because usually when I pull from right to left, go across the pad, the opponent moves. Zurab didn't really move. He actually was able to bump me more than I was to come across the pad. I should have been setting up more centered pad, or even further over to get him off. And, sometimes old habits are hard to break, and then when you're totally exhausted. But I was setting up where I normally did, and when I hit, he hit, and it come off, and basically it come off right off the pad. And I heard the ref say something. It was either that or the shock, and it went to the pad. But when I fouled, I basically was straight up.
Yeah.
So it should have.
Yeah, should have been a restart. Well, 142 people have voted, and the question is, was Ron robbed? And 80% of 142 people say yes, Ron was robbed. So I'm going to officially ask the both of you right now, and I'm going to start with the lovely Angie Rose. Angie Rose, was Ron robbed in round 5?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice to have a restart. When that happened, I was going, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And we'll officially ask you, living legend Ron Barth. Ron, were you robbed in round 5?
I was robbed of not having a restart.
Oh, look at you political banter.
Should have been a restart.
Should have been a restart. Absolutely. The elbow came off before you were pinned. Yeah, it absolutely should have been a restart. But yeah.
The only reason I won't say I was robbed is I will not take anything away from Zurab. All right. I should have had a restart. It should have been a restart. This would be settled. That would be the only reason there possibly would be a reason to have another match. And sorry, Zurab, I'll beat you then because I'm going to train harder.
Yeah.
No, I won't go into the fact that I got robbed of a win or a loss, because I agree with Ingen. Nobody lost at that match. No. He got wins, but no, that was an ugly way to end it. It should have been a restart. I agree with everything you said. Those two refs working together after round 2 were pathetic. But I don't want to. I hate saying certain things because I don't want to take anything away from Ingen, the tournament, and Zurab. And I could not be more happier to have been a part of it. Could not be, like I said earlier, after when you give it all on the table, everything you have, you're not beating in flashes. It's not. Even though the last call, damn, it is a Rocky script.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why East versus West 3, but they're going to host it in the USA, and we're going to have Zurab and Ron Barth just go at it one more time. Rocky versus Apollo Creed. This is going to be amazing. And you're gonna go out and get it. It was and look, throughout this whole thing, you both of you have been humbled and grateful of the event, but you are still also both strong competitors. So it's even if you did come out and say I was robbed, blah blah blah, it's not shitting on any of the promoters or anything like that. It's just that competitive fire in you. So well, there you go, guys. That's everyone in the comments that's been hanging and banging with us. They both Andy's just brutally honest. She just comes out and says yes. And Ron's spoken to his PR manager and he goes, the Aussie arm wrestler's got this question for me, how do I answer it? And he's answered it very straight down the middle.
Here's probably the only reason I can give the answer I give. Unless you were feeling as freaking exhausted as I was, and Zurab, I think we both are like, end it. Let's just end it. Zurab was about as ready to say, here, just take the damn win. Let's go home. As much as I was. Except he's 31, so he still wants it. Me, I wasn't happy. As you see when I walk off, I just laughed and shrugged off. Fuck it. I got screwed, and I went home. So, but it is. But it'll be in the record books as probably one of the toughest matches, strongest matches out there.
Very interesting.
Entertaining match.
Instant classic, that one. And you just mentioned it. It was funny. It was like, because it was silver bullet round. It was round 5, and a missed call or however we want to put it. But the funny thing was, they had the camera on you, and 99 out of 100 pullers would have gone, get back to the table, restart this match, Mel, and they would have argued. And you, as you said, you just went, yeah, man, I'm going home. Like, see ya.
If it would have been an earlier round, there's a good chance I'd had more fight and argument. But honestly, I was done.
Yeah.
I think if they would have had a restart, I'd have been ready to pull. I would have gave it all I had. I would have got back in there and I would have tried to crush it. But when I questioned it and they said losing position, I just thought it's not even worth arguing with you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah.
The beer was getting warm.
Yes, that's the way to do it. Now, that East versus West, it's all done. It's in the record books, and you both crushed it. So, Angie, I'll start with you. What's next? What is next on the cards?
Good question. I've had people ask me. Michelle Dugan asked me if I wanted a super match. Robin Chandler asked me, but I'm going to be pretty busy these next few months. Getting back to Canada, selling my place, moving down here permanently.
Yeah.
So who knows? We'll see what happens. But like I said, it's going to be a pretty busy few months for me.
So
I'm going to keep working and be ready if anything interesting does come up. I know Anna actually asked me for a rematch too.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh.
I like to see you pull the girl that Fia pulled.
Yeah. What is she, 26?
Yeah, she was young. So then, who would you...
26, 53, you'd be the same age as me and Zurab.
Yeah, probably. What is that, 25 years?
Oh, you guys are still crushing it. So is there anyone, Angie, that, if we forget about travel restrictions and, you selling and moving to the US, is there anyone you want to pull? If a promoter just rang you up and said, whoever you want, I can get it, who would you like to pull?
There's, I think her name's Irina Gladakaya, or
yep.
maybe that girl, or there's also, what's her name? She's from Poland, I believe. Merlina. Oh, I can't remember her last name. I never can, but she's a tough one. Her side of her hair is usually shaved.
Yes.
really attractive. I think it's Marlena. Yeah, I can't remember.
I know the puller, the Polish puller you are talking about. I'm like you, I can't pronounce her name. Too many letters.
No. It would be nice to have more European girls too, pool for sure, because I haven't been exposed to too many of them, and it's great having tough matches. You learn a lot more from those too, so you don't get anything from, flashing people. I like those tough, deep matches.
I like flashing people. I like easy matches.
Yeah.
That would give me good tough matches too.
We've just got a couple of super chats to knock off. Ryan Bowen's just emptying his wallet on this channel. Thank you very much. He says, Angie, Anna's hand looked mega out of straps. You did so well trusting your strength round 3 and having the patience to fight through. Well done.
Thank you. I was trying to get around her hand, but patience. Yes, someone from Kamloops, one of my teammates had mentioned, be patient, Ange. Don't rush it. That's how you make some mistakes. You'd mentioned that too. So
I might have got too patient.
You need to be
patient now. You're sleeping with my arms straight up.
Yeah. Just remember that advice, Angie, when Ron hasn't put the bins out. Just be patient. He's a nice guy. Just be patient. One of my good friends, Joe, the Hammer Valentine, he's coming with a super chat. He says, congratulations to all 3 of you. Jake, it's been too long. Good to see you live this time. Thank you very much, Joe, the Hammer Valentine. He's coming with $5 super chat. We've got John Pierce with a £4.49 super chat. Says, happy birthday, Ron. And congratulations to you, Angie. Is it your birthday today?
No, my birthday.
Oh, yeah, I messaged you, yeah.
It was the day I proposed. That way I'll never forget when I proposed to her.
Smart man, not just a pretty face. And he says, happy birthday, Ron, and congratulations to you and Andy. So enjoyed both of your matches. Fantastic performances from you both. Wish you all the best. Well, that's very...
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, John Pierce, for that. Okay, so we need to get... So, Angie, your focus, if everything works out great, is just crushing European women and just letting them know, hey, Angie Rose is a force to be reckoned with.
It'd be nice to have those challenges for sure. If I was younger, if I was in my 20s again, I tell you, I would try to get over there and train with some of those girls for sure, like Malin and Thea, and I would try to get over there and compete more and try to climb the ladder over there too, because they are so good over there too and tough competitors.
The depth's a lot deeper. There's more of them.
Definitely more of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And what about you, Ron? Has the phone been calling? Arm Wars, King of the Table?
Sponsor. I had to hire an agent. The sponsors are out there. Pecan, diapers.
Yeah, any matches coming up?
Yeah, Michael Todd's running a pay-per-view thing March 19th. And me and Paul Lynn are going to go at it.
You are too. Well, if that falls through, we'll get to that Paul Lynn match in a moment. If that falls through, because March 19th in Florida, and I was going to ask you both about this one. There's a tournament going on down there, and I'm not sure if you've heard it's happening in Florida. But if you're in a pro class and you win, you get a set of keys. And those keys turn on a motorbike. If you have the right set of keys, you can win a motorbike.
I didn't know nothing about it. I have not heard about that.
No, me either.
It's happening. Unfortunately, it's happening March 19th, the same as you. I think Brandon Morris is promoting it. I've been speaking with Matt Baez about it.
I did see something Brandon Morris is doing, but they don't want me down there. They don't want to give me the bike.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I was going to ask if you got to win a bike.
Paul Lynn would rather be taking a school class lesson from me.
Oh, hang on. I'll quickly find. Where's me thing? Where do I go? If I go here, where I just want see if I can find the picture. Oh no, can't be bothered. But yeah, no, he sent it to me because Matt's awesome. So the details, I'll quickly do it because as well as we're all going to watch your match, so hopefully this will be at a different time. Yeah, Strong Arm Challenge 2022, March 19th. Great day. That's my mum's birthday. Shout out to my lovely mother. She's given birth to the best arm wrestling commentator on the planet. And yeah, all pro winners get a key. One key starts and wins the bike. So phone number there. Hit up Matt Baez, Brandon Morris about that. That's going to be an absolute ripper. And what a shame you've got the awesome
Tell you a bike story here. You got a minute. It's called the Harley Pull up in Ohio back, long time ago. All right. So out of coincidence, I had to take my Dodge 3500 all the ways up there because of not having my other vehicles being used or whatever. And I drove up by myself with my pickup. I go there. That's a tournament I beat John Brzezinski at too. I win 2 keys. You know, you believe in karma. I'm like, holy man, he's got me bringing my truck. I win 2. The bike's going to be mine.
Oh.
Kevin Bonga or somebody won that bike. I didn't get it. 2 losing keys. So really, I don't do well with keys.
Damn. Well, oh, hey. The Thorn to Angie Rose. Look at that. This is better than The Bachelor. We've got the best reality TV show. Oh, and who says romance isn't dead? Angie Rose. I'll tell you what, if you want to win some cash here in Australia at the end of April, we're recreating Over the Top. And
you know what?
Sorry?
Yeah. The only problem is, can you all move down there? How are you going to have a tournament if you can't do nothing?
So a few of us can. Like where Over the Top is in Queensland, and I got to fly up and fly back, not a problem. But $10,000 to the overall Australian, but it's still $10,000 to the overall winner. So if you want to fly over, win yourself 10 grand.
Yeah, after all the time I've had off from work and her moving down here, I don't think this year was. That's why I'm hoping it's a success and y'all have another one maybe in another year.
Oh, we hope so, because we're actually recreating the movie. So Tom Glacier, really good man. He's rebuilt the exact same tables from the movie, and so the atmosphere of it is trying to be exactly like the movie for the tournament. So we need you two there, just hanging and banging.
That would be amazing.
I hope it's a success.
Yeah.
I really hope it all turns out, which it sounds like it will.
Oh, it will be. Now, the flavour of the month, and get both of your opinions on this before we get into a couple of fun games. Rankings. The rankings is like, I'm not sure if you guys, Ron's just had a giggle. Tell me your thoughts.
You don't want to hear my opinion on rankings.
Tell us, Ron. Tell us.
It's one or two man's opinion. The arm wrestling there's not enough intercompetition between all these rankings. I see the ranking list and I look at it and I don't give it. And it's like, man, I could beat him. I could beat him. I could beat him. That's not worth it. But yeah, and how they're doing it. No, I don't take rankings all that seriously, because when you're involved in the sport, you already have an idea of who's where. I think it might work in the idea maybe for people who've never been in the sport and are just following along a little bit and they want to see who the best are, but it still doesn't. Nowadays, to be the best arm wrestler, and I got to get one, is you need a YouTube channel.
Mate, if you need help setting up a YouTube channel, you'll make some money, and I know a lot of us will be willing to help you out, mate.
I'll take your talents in arm wrestling from here. Even if you've never arm wrestled before, look at you. You won that trophy. from here to here. I mean, you just skyrocket to &1 with a YouTube channel. All you do is show your wins. You delete your losses. You're it,
mate. And I can ask everyone in the comments as well, and including you guys, how many arm wrestling matches have you seen the Aussie arm wrestler pull? and here I am quitting my full-time job to give this arm wrestling thing a go.
We're actually gonna set one up. It's you and me, double or nothing, for all the beers you owe me.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will do that. Quickly, how easy will you crush Paul Lynn?
I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'm willing to say it should not be the match as what I just had. Let's put it this way. If I get done with round 1 and 2 and this freaking match is starting to look like I had with just Zurab, I'm just going to bow out and say, have it. No. Paul Lynn, I played around with him at a practice a couple years ago, and I was able to just contain him. But it's been 2 years later. He looked very strong, his hand and wrist, and I know he's a very strong person because he's always done strength sports. He's a strength coach, I believe. Plus, I know he has a great work ethic, and I know he has some great teammates. So he's going to come in prepared. I'm definitely not going to take him light because I don't want to lose 2 in a row. And I'm tired. It's like every time I get on YouTube on a pay-per-view, I lose. So I got to a little bit.
Yeah, we'll wait till you win a match and then we'll start your YouTube channel.
My family's going to say, Ron's bragging a beer on pay-per-view. Don't watch it. He loses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, we can all save our money. If I know you're booked for a pay-per-view, I'm like, well, I'm not paying the $7.
I'm pretty confident I should go 3-0, but I would never count out that he could get a win. I'd be very amazed if he beats me.
Oh, I love it. What do you think, Angie? Is Ron drinking his own bathwater, or is he just gonna absolutely have a rip through Paul Lynn?
I think he'll do good. Yeah, especially if I get down here and we start working out together again like we were.
You're going to get down here about the same time I have the match, so we're not going to have no workouts before this.
So will you be at the Monster Factory, Angie? Will you be there? Borderline.
I don't know. That's a touch and go. Probably not. I'd love to, as invited, but it doesn't look good.
Okay,
right
well.
Unless because if Canada goes totally psycho, she's not going back until it simmers down.
Yeah, fair enough. But I tell you what, we've just found the opening scene to the Ron Barth movie 2. We found the opening scene. Ron's getting there, and Paul Lynn is just, he's containing you, and you're sweating and you're struggling. And then Ron looks over Paul Lynn's shoulder, and he wasn't expecting it. And come through the door, the glowing aura of Angie Rose. And then Ron lifts, and he rips Lindiana Jones's arm off. And that is the opening scene and the training montages and the hug. And we get the Zurab rematch. You can't write this any better.
That's beautiful.
Man, you should be a director. Right? That would be it.
Wouldn't it?
We've said it there, and Robert Kelly is coming with a quick $2 super chat. He says, if Ron wins, does Derek go up a spot? with these rankings. Yeah, after I had a look, thanks to my friend Christian at Swedish Arm Wrestling TV. He sent me the link to the latest rankings, and the videos have gone nuts. And after East versus West, Devon went from number 2 to number 6. And he didn't pull. So, but
that's my case. That's what I think of rankings.
All righty. So we've gone over an hour. So let's get into a couple of games, and then you guys can enjoy your time together. So this one, it's a couples game. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to count to 3, and on 3 you have to point to who's most likely. So if I say most likely, or has the smelliest feet? I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then you both have to point to who you both think. So I've got a few questions. So, question 1: who hogs the TV remote? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh!
On a TV, actually.
And I'll get when we do because I say, here, you take care of it.
I'm the one that picks out all the movies, so sure, okay.
Who steals the blanket in bed? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. That's a pretty
I guess we don't even know how to count around here. We just answer.
That's all right. You can do that. Who has the most annoying habit? 3, 2, 1. You got a point, Ron? Oh, well, you got to tell us. Angie, what's Ron's most annoying habit? Don't say losing.
Snoring drives me nuts. I wear earplugs to
Oh,
bed
okay.
every
Yeah. And Ron, do you dare answer that question?
What's that?
Do you answer that question? What's Angie's most?
Question? Yeah, she plays hide and go seek with me. She'll move stuff here and then put it there. It's
Ron, the correct answer to that is Angie loves me too much. That's the correct answer.
Don't forget that. Erase that. She loves me.
Oh, you sweetheart, Ron. You sweetheart. Stephen O'Keefe, I'll get to your super chat in a moment after we finish this game. Who has the smelliest farts? 3, 2, 1.
No, I don't do that.
Rod has turned into a champion 10-pin bowler because the way you are throwing Angie under the bus is hilarious. A few more. Who's the messiest? 3, 2, 1. The messiest.
You are for sure. Always, that's why I move things.
Well, we're not getting married. You're going to end that.
I'm afraid to finish this game. You two were so in love at the start of the episode. Oh, I feel terrible. Who takes the longest to get ready? 3, 2, 1. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Who's the smartest? 3, 2, 1.
Certain things.
It depends the subject. It depends on the subject.
Yes, it does.
This has gone way better than what I thought. Who is? I've got 3 more left. 3 more left. Who's the better cook? 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Actually, she's a pretty good cook.
I'm not a bad.
She's a pretty good cook.
What's your go-to dish, Angie? If Mr. and Mrs. of the Arm Wrestler were coming over for dinner at your place, what's your go-to dish? What do you love to cook? And you know it's just superb.
You just threw her under the bus.
Okay, sweet potatoes with melted butter, cinnamon, braised salmon with hollandaise sauce, and asparagus.
Yes, quality.
Or rice, wild rice.
Absolutely.
How's that?
Beautiful. Yeah, nailed it. Who?
I usually cook salmon.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've just got the exclusive. Ron and Angie have split up. They have split. The Aussie Arm Wrestlers game has backfired. No. Who is most likely to embarrass themselves in public? 3, 2, 1.
Sweet.
Yeah. And the last one, who is the better arm wrestler?
Oh, come on.
Ah, smart Ron. Finished with a bang.
That's a twofold question. I might be the better of experience. She is definitely the driver and the most fired up one. I'm too complacent. I'm like, and she's like, I'll get in and rip her arm off. And I'm like,
But what a great balance, though. We motivate each other at the gym and motivate each other at the table. And if he doesn't feel like working out, come on, Ron.
we throw
Once
each other
we get
under the
there,
bus.
We'll be happy.
Ah.
Great.
Yeah. Angie, you have no idea what the power of a beautiful woman backing you can do. It's I'm very lucky with my beautiful wife. I think I brag about it every single episode, and yeah, for her to even sit there and go, yeah, quit your job and talk to people on YouTube. That's okay with me. You know what I mean? I'm very, very lucky. Stephen O'Keefe has come in with a super chat, and he says Ron versus John would be a fun one. Both looking good. Ron, what do you think of Todzilla versus John?
That one might be the better one. It'd be interesting right now. They're both very fired up. I'm sure, Todzilla's just going to try all side pressure. Can John hold it up with some of the aches and pains he's had, or would it increase it? Man, that would be tough right now. After what I saw both of them do this last weekend, Todd with the fire and the power he showed, beating that guy. Because Todd the whole weekend was like, he didn't know, he actually thought he was going to be in the same match I was in. 5 grueling rounds, or at least 3 grueling rounds. And he basically flashed that guy every time. He almost played with him. Round one for Todd was serious because, hey, I'm starting this off. And after that, Todd just looked pissed off at the world. He wanted to prove something and look good. And apparently Zola, don't ever tell Johnny has a weakness, because I didn't see weakness in that match.
Actually, round 3, I thought John was playing this.
John was playing with him.
Oh yeah, you could see it.
Yeah, we were lucky enough during our commentary. Ryan rang John, and we're like, John, how are you feeling? And he goes, I feel amazing. He goes, the flight was good and things like that. And then both Ryan and I were like, he's going to crush him. He's going to crush him 3-0. So that's.
Somebody asked me that they wanted to see me pull John. No, maybe when John first got back in, I would have pulled John. His motivation's high and going to it. And no, right now I would have to really crank it up even to get John closer. Man, John's very fired up and looking good.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. And then, of course, when everyone comes on the show, you guys have played this game before. We're going to quickly play it before we wrap up this cracking one. I'll start with you, Angie. I'm going to give you the name of 3 pullers. I'm going to give you the name of 3 pullers, and you have to pin one, you have to lose to one, and you have to tell one you're not allowed to pull in the arm wrestling world anymore. You've got to get rid of it.
Sure.
That's right, you can ask. Alrighty. So you're going to have Fia Rasek, Marlon Kleinsmith, and Sarah Backman.
Oh, wow.
So you have to pin one, you have to lose to one, and you have to tell the third one you are no longer an arm wrestler.
Okay, to pin any 3 would be absolutely amazing, but to pin Sarah Backman, oh my God, I'd be the best in the world. So I'm going to pin Sarah. I am going to, what was the other one?
Lose to one.
I'll lose to Malin. Sure. And then, bye, Thea. Sorry.
I love this because everyone gets so confident, like, oh yeah, I'll pin and I'll lose, and then they're like, oh no, I've got to tell someone I respect that they're not allowed to arm wrestle anymore. Oh, Angie, you've just crushed Sweden in your bare hands. Oh, beautiful. That did not go the way I thought it was going. Ron, I'm going to give you 3 pullers. I'm going to give you the monster Michael Todd. I'm going to give you Todzilla. And the third puller, Angie Rose.
Oh, boy.
So, Rod, you have to. Yes. I've got Ron twice now. In the very first episode, when Ron came on the show, I made him walk off camera, and I was very happy with it. And now this time, Ron has given me the bird. I am very, very happy.
Well, pin any one of them would just be amazing.
Well, yeah.
Gonna be anybody. Oh, damn! That I thought this would be easy. Yeah, I pinned Todd Hutchings.
I was gonna say I'd love to see a pin fight.
Tell Michael Todd go take a hike and lose to Angie.
Smart man. You smart man. Very, very good answer. Very good answer. There it is. And a quick super chat. Very grateful. I got to get that back up there from Travis Newsom. Thank you, Travis, for your $20 super chat. He says, congrats to the three of you. Ron obviously would have won that match. If the world didn't know before, they know now that when you challenge North America, our legends will answer the call. And none better than the two that are on the Aussie Arm Wrestler show right now. Absolutely crushed it and dominated. We've got 99 people in the chat, but I will say goodbye to Ron and Angie because... they for context, I might have mentioned at the start of the show, but for context, guys, it was Ron and Angie that approached me and wanted to help me out, and that I am always grateful for when I made the announcement that I'm having a crack and going at this full time, and Ron was one of the first ones to jump in there. First, he told me off because I scared him a little bit. He told me off first. He put me back in my place, but then said if there's any way Angie and I can help us out. And I tell you what, every time I catch up with you two, you come on the 24-hour podcast. Ron, you come on 2 or 3 times. It's always a great laugh with you two. And, of course, nothing but respect for my friends over there in North America. And I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll send you guys an engagement present when you have your engagement party and things like... Look at Angie's face. The raw honesty, you cannot go against it. Thank you very much, guys, for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the 100 people that are in the chat. We'll wrap it up there. You've got two of the best in the world to ever do it. And if you can, guys, to finish the show, can you both give me a ready bang?
Oh
Ready?
yeah.
Ready, bang!
Yes! That is amazing, guys. That's...
Now,
Oh yeah.
we're up.
Yes! It's the only way to do it. The number one...
Anytime, man. It's always a blast being on here. I laugh more with you than anybody when I'm on a show.
Oh,
All right.
Thank you so much. And that's what I just try and do because you guys don't ask for anything. You're always willing to help me out. So if I can make you giggle and have a bit of a laugh, and especially for you, Angie, forget what's happening in the beautiful country of Canada, then I've done my job here. But we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much. Ending the stream. You're all legends, and I'll see you real soon.
All right. Take care, my friend.